Hey there. Today I thought I would give you guys a quick special effects tutorial. I think I'm going to do a gash on my nose, and if we have time we might take it into some stitches. Believe it or not, special effects are really, really easy, and they're actually a ton of fun if you have the right equipment. What I like to do, I actually have full makeup on right now, mostly. So easiest things to start, you need Ben Nye's liquid latex. I love Ben Nye Nose and Scar Wax to make actual skin tone. This one is in fair because I'm fair. They have different skin tones that look just like a second skin that you can cut and tear and look kind of gnarly. And then one of my favorites is the bruise wheel. This thing is a must-have to do bruises, scars, wounds. So much fun. Okay, so let's get started. What I like to do, some people might be allergic to latex, so see if they are if you're going to use it on your clients, because some people can have some serious reactions with it. There's other options out there. It smells really, really bad. It smells like fish, and you're putting it on your face, so just be careful. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we need to adhere something, so you just take the liquid latex. Let's do it sideways since, you know, looks like something bad happened. So hot, right? So then I'm going to take the Scar Wax. You can see mine's had a lot of fun. Now this stuff is really gooey and thick. So you're going to want to scrape some out with like a spatula or a Q-tip. Q-tips actually don't work as well. Take it into your hands. It's gooey as fuck. Roll it up into whatever you can. Now I kind of want it to look like that because I'm going to be making a cut. Now what you're going to do, you're just going to place it onto that latex. What's going to happen, so hot, is that latex is going to dry as a second skin. So then you're going to have basically something on your nose that looks like a cut. It's going to be skin because now you get to mold it. The thing that I like to do, see how it's starting to dry? So now the fun begins, which is just like going back to pottery and clay and just having a little fun with it. So I hope you can see that. It looks lovely. But I'm letting it dry just for a second. You can powder that down. Make sure you close this right away. The nose and Scar Wax, this stuff will dry out real quick. So, also you need to have some powder handy. Let me grab that while I'm at it. Just because you don't want to leave this sticky, you need to set it. So good. Okay, so as you can see, the latex will start to dry clear. So you gotta just kind of take it easy here. What I've noticed is you're better off just letting it stay put. And then if you have any flaws, just work with them. Play with it. Let it look more distorted and gashed. And we'll get to that when we start to color it more. You'll see. So right here, see how we have this goiter on my nose, let's call it. It's got a little cut in it. So now I'm going to take just a spatula. You can take anything, but I love the spatula for this. And I'm going to run it down the center. Gently lift so that it looks like a gnarly cut, and let it kind of like be messed up like that, because sometimes in special effects you just go with things because they look better when you just go with it. See how I just put a slice down the middle? Now super quick, what you want to remember, do a lot of research on wounds online. That's what I did when I was learning, and I like to go with, buy yourself a set of like the cheapest brushes like at Michael's or Target or Joann, and just keep them on hand. The dirtier the better, the grungier. This isn't pretty. This is fun. So what I like to do is take I keep the cream color wheel handy because I like to use these dark colors to do my wounds. So whenever you look into a wound, it's really dark in the middle. So what I like to do is just take the tiniest little brush, like a sharp, hard pencil brush, and then we're going to go inside of this wound. Can you see that? And we're going to put black in there. And I know it looks weird to you right now because you're like, that looks stupid, why are you doing that? But if you look at a wound, it's going to have different layers of color. So, play with it. See that? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start using the bruise wheel. It's got the reds, and I also like to use the other wheel as well because we can kind of bring some of these tones into the skin. So I tend to just get same brush. Oh, I just grabbed it. And I'm going to go in now with the dark red because the purple and the yellow is more for bruises, but you get up in there with the red. As you can see, you can start building it into an actual wound. See that? So I love doing these things. It's so much fun. And you can't really mess them up. You just may have to go like more bloody if you get stuck. And sometimes we can do like toilet paper and all kinds of variations to make it look more like this is going to be just like a big cut in the nose. I just pulled that off. Did you see that? But if you keep it on, you're going to see you can even glue on toilet paper and other things which look really hot. I use puppy pads and I just lay them out. That way whenever I'm working on wounds, you can kind of just not stress about it. See how I added that red in there so it looks like it's kind of fresh? Okay, so now what I like to do is we've kind of got the wound set. Now we want to make it look like something happened to cause that wound. You know, you just people are like, what's on your nose at this point? So you've got to add some texture. I like to use a little like angle stipple brush. See, I've got this one already used. And what I like to do, we're going to kind of create a bruise. So we're going to add a little bit of the purple, yellow, just kind of dot it around. And you're going to kind of go on that border and kind of just give it some life, like something happened that shouldn't have. And you're like, oh my God, this is no joke. And we might even put a little bit of black eye for this to kind of create. You're going to play with the different colors. Like if you'll notice if you start using too much of a pink, then you can start using more of a, like the red, and we can put a couple of scratches in it too. It's super fun. So here's a little of the purple to kind of make it look more bruised. Bruise wheels are amazing. You can do so many quick looks around Halloween, like fast for people. You won't even know. Like, it's so awesome. Okay, now, see how you can kind of see the line? I want to kind of mess that up a little bit so it doesn't look fake. You want it to look real, real, real. So I'm coming back in with some of the yellow. And then we can add some scratches and stuff if we need to. And maybe some blood. Now, sometimes when I'm playing too much, I tend to open things up. And you can open it up like that so you've got more of a wound. Shit, I think I just took it off. The scar wax is very temperamental. I don't think I glued enough of the fish funk on there, aka latex. But you just go back in, add more black. And then when you get to the blood is when it gets really fun because see that? So you might even want to add a little bit of a black eye for fun, just to kind of give you that sense that something truly went down. Okay. I really love adding the black tones. It gives you more of a true bruise. And you always want to have a lighter hand with this. So that way it kind of blends in to everything. Use a little bit of yellow too, because that makes it so much more realistic, like a real bruise that's just like recovering a little bit. It doesn't have to be even because they're never even. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we've got now, might have made a little bit too much of a black eye on that side. Put a little bit more up in there. Just make it darker in the middle where the shit went down, like on this side. That way it looks completely tore up. There you go. Do research. It's so fun to do research on the black eyes. Okay, and then now what I love to do, it's looking pretty tore up. We could add more red to it, but for time purposes, I want to just do this for you guys. So what I want to do now is add some blood. We can add scratches, and we can add blood. So I have a tiny, I don't use coagulated blood. I use Ben Nye's stage blood, dark stage blood. This stuff looks so real, you guys. It's gross, but it's so good. Okay, so what I like to do is just take this stuff out, and I haven't used it in a while. Sorry, I gotta get the lid off. Okay, so let me get that out. Ooh, see how disgusting it is? I mean, it makes me kind of hurl whenever I pull this out. So here it comes. Don't get crazy. Now, I'm going to add a little bit inside the wound to make it look wet. You might want to put this out onto like a tray or like something. Sometimes you might even want to use a little mini brush to get it. Sometimes I'll just pour it out and then I'll just go back in with the brush to make it look juicy. The more juice, the better in special effects. Some people get too into it though, where it's too wet, and I'm like, no, that's too much juice. I don't want to make it all drippy for you guys tonight, but you can get crazy with the blood. But for this, let's just make it look wet and real. Okay. You can make it run, or you can just leave it as is. So that's pretty much it on the blood. Now if you wanted to make like some scratches, you take your little sponge and you drag it. Damn it, I just moved it. So just add a little bit of blood out there to make it look more effed up. You know what I'm saying? You just keep going with it. So the more you think you made a mistake, the more you can just keep going. You can come back in and kind of blend the black eye out to make it look better, but special effects are so much fun. Like if you're having one of these days and you just want to like play and escape the world, especially right now with the coronavirus, so much fun. So this is my simple look. As you can see, we now have a gash in our nose, light bruising, but I just kind of wanted to give you a little fun there. Not crazy. This is a very simple one, but there you have it. Anyway, it might be fun to go out right now and go to a drive-thru and get some coffee or something and be like, oh, hey, with your mask on. Good time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be more to come. This is my first special effects video, so I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe or comment, and hope to see you guys again soon. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.